gathered together today on the hallowed grounds of East Tennessee State University to celebrate the life of Dr. Christopher Stephen Dula. We come together as friends, as colleagues, as students, and as members of the university to share memories, to tell stories, to reflect upon lessons learned, to laugh, to cry, and to remember the profound impact that Dr. Dula had on the lives of this institution and the region as a whole. It's hard to find words to describe my friend Chris Dula, and I've been struggling with words all week because simple words do not do him justice. You see, Chris was more than a faculty member. He was more than a researcher. He was more than a mentor. He was more than a community advocate. He was more than a father. He was more than a husband. In many respects, he was a force of nature. We have few opportunities in our lives to meet individuals who are living legends. But that's what we all had the chance to do every time we were around Chris. He was unlike anyone I'd ever met, and he was the only real-life rock star that I ever had the chance to call my friend. We live in a world that seems to be in perpetual chaos, ripe with dissension, and defined by division. As a nation, we seem to judge people at first glance, letting labels define them rather than their inner values. For those who didn't take the time to listen or to look beyond stereotypes, some may have thought that Chris was merely a loud, brash, opinionated, and long-haired academic. But for the other 99% of us, he embodied all that was pure and good in the world. Despite his larger-than-life persona, he was a calming force. When our campus was wrestling with the pain that emerged from bigoted actions on Borchuk Plaza, who stepped forward to bring us together? Chris Dula. When we needed someone to lead our diversity efforts, who volunteered and stepped forward? Chris Dula. When we needed someone to perform at the annual staff picnic, who volunteered? Chris Dula. When we needed someone to speak about the transformative power of higher education to incoming freshmen, to talk about academic and financial planning in College 101, who volunteered? Chris Dula. And when students in the course of their experience at this university struggled with life, with being alone for the first time, and with all the things that college brought to them, who led volunteer mentoring sessions? Chris Dula. And when the university president was looking for someone to do a radio show with him about 80s rock metal, who volunteered? Chris Dula. Now, on a side note, when my son had the chance to hear the demos, I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, "Daddy, that guy's really good, but you're really boring." Well, that was the end of our radio show. But the lesson I learned from my son was that no one, and I mean no one, could keep up with Chris Dula. In his work and experiments in life, Dr. Dula tells the story of his journey to ETSU. Many of us who have read the book know that his journey to Johnson City was full of twists and turns. In his reflections, he told the story of a life lived with passion and conviction. He shared memories, lessons learned, pain, and suffering, but ultimately he told a story of renewal. Despite years of struggle, he found fulfillment in higher education, in scholarship, research, and in our institutional mission of giving back to others and improving the quality of life for the people of this region. He also found beauty in his friends, his family, and in his music. And it's within the realm of music that many across our region, with no connection to this institution, had the chance to get to know Chris. Throughout history, music has brought us together, providing a common voice and language for celebration. As told in 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 5, David and all the house of Israel were celebrating before the Lord with all kinds of instruments made of firewood, with lyres and harps and tambourines and castanets and cymbals. While we gather here today, I'm confident that Chris is in a better place and that he's surrounded by a joyous band of jesters, singing in praise and bringing smiles to everyone with him. Dr. Dula is in a better place. He's no longer suffering from the pain of cancer. He's no longer wrestling with his inability to play guitar or express his emotions, or to tell those around him how much he loves them. Today he's banging gongs and clanging noisy cymbals like never before. He is at home and he is at peace. What's left behind, however, is a campus that's mourning. And to quote someone that you'll hear from later this afternoon, We're all alone again without you. In times of pain and sorrow, we look inward and reflect upon what has been, asking what could we have done differently? What could we have done with our time with Chris? And then we look forward and ask what we can do to keep his memory alive. Such questions are a natural part of the grieving process, and I've asked myself a lot of questions over the past week. What can I do to carry forward his passion, his courage, his conviction, his sense of decency? How can I be a better person? How can I be more active and engaged in our community? How can I be a better husband and father? How can I make a difference? Everyone in this room has asked themselves similar questions, and I hope that we can act upon them, because in doing so, we'll be a stronger campus, a stronger community, a stronger region, and most importantly, we can keep the passion, spirit, and conviction that Dr. Dula embodied living in perpetuity. On behalf of our university and our Board of Trustees, I extend my deepest sympathies to Dr. Dula's family, particularly to his wife Denise, his daughter Courtney, his stepdaughter Karina, and his son Dalen. I know that Chris deeply loved his family. Godspeed to you, Chris Dula, and may the peace, love, generosity, and spirit that defined your life be with us now and forever. Amen.
So we can have party. Number one is we never take money to play. Number two is we never practice. Rule number three is we must have fun.
I've been playing music since I was 13 years old, but I'm just not that good at it. But I love it. I just love playing. And so I went down to the local coffee house and just kind of started jamming. And then I started jamming with this awesome professor, bass player, Steve Marshall. And what we discovered was we just had a great time, but then we started into this kind of charity mission where we would just play for free because we all had good day jobs. The people said, don't quit your day job. And I said, why would I? I love my day job. I have a great hobby at night, which is playing music. So anyway, the music thing became kind of a charity mission, more or less, and I had a great time doing good work.